Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special premiere edition of a weekly live sports betting talk show where we try to find the best wagers to make you money and some for ourselves in the process. This is the premiere episode of This Week in Sports Betting. I'm your host, BP311. I like to bet on the NHL predominantly. I'm joined by TJSaltdog, an avid NBA bettor, and Dolecto, who likes to bet soccer, or as they call it across the pond, football. We're going to kick off right there. Dalton was not able to join us today for the UFC 273 preview, but I do have his picks, and I will go over them for him on his behalf in a little bit here. We're going to start off with soccer. I know one of the matches that you're going to be keying in on this weekend, and I'll chime in when you get to it, but in the meantime, I'll just let you go and give your plays.
Yeah, I got two for this week. One is in Italy and one is in the Premier League, which is the biggest match this week, as the whole world is gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one I have is in Italy in Serie A. It's Napoli versus Fiorentina, and there I'm gonna go with the Napoli money line. The best line I could find was at BetMGM. It was -123. That was yesterday morning, so I haven't looked at the latest lines. So it might have fluctuated a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason behind that is I think that this is probably the biggest game for Napoli this season. There's only 7 games left in the season, and this is the first time in 35 years that they actually have a chance to win the Serie A, and they're only 1 point behind AC Milan. And in the last 5 games, they have won all 4, and they only lost 1 against AC Milan, and that was a 0-1 loss at home. It was a tough loss for Napoli, but they rested some players last couple games. And Fiorentina is also playing for a spot in Europe, but at home, I think Napoli is going to be determined. The last five games between the two teams, Napoli has won all 4, and they lost 1 back in 2020. So I do believe that Napoli is the pick here. They're the better team, and I was not even born when the last time they won the championship. So I think it's their year, So
it's got to be their time sometime. I'm seeing it -132 at Bet Rivers currently. So that's the best line that I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, and it could move that. That was yesterday. Especially with soccer being worldwide, closer to game time. Lines are gonna go crazy because lots of money, come in from books all around the world.
Last minute, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this one's tomorrow at 9 a.m. So
Eastern, at 9 a.m. Eastern. Yep. So, and the second one, of course, is the biggest game of the week, probably of the year so far. The 2 biggest giants, Liverpool and Man City, which I hate both teams, to be honest. I'm not a fan. I'm a Man United fan, and I'm struggling from this morning. And we had a rough go. We have had a bad season, and seeing Man City do well and Liverpool just kills me every week, every game. But for this game, actually, it was on DraftKings. It was at -119 yesterday. I'm taking Liverpool double chance, which I don't know if you know what that is. It's the game can end in a draw or they can win, and you still win your bet.
Yeah.
And I know that this they're the underdog, but I just think they're way more determined than Man City is. I watched both games this week in the Champions League. Liverpool rested about half of their starters for the game. I think they were they're going to be more prepared for this game than City is. Liverpool is going to get back Jota, Henderson, Firmino, Matip, who are key pieces to that team. I feel like when I watched the game midweek with Manchester City against Atletico Madrid, it was very dull kind of a game. I don't know if Man City was looking ahead for the Liverpool game or whatnot, but Liverpool played their hearts out. They just destroyed Benfica away from home. They had to travel to Portugal. And I as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to have to root for Liverpool to in the morning tomorrow, which is 11:30 Eastern time. And so a little bit of stats. Liverpool, the last 10 games, they have won 9 out of the 10 games, and they've only drawn once, and that was against Chelsea, and that was a very good team, as you all know. They're in the top 3. And Man City, in the last 10 games, they won 7 games. They drew twice, and they only have 1 loss. So in the head-to-head games, they're kind of even. They have both won the same amount of games in the last 10. So I just think that Liverpool. Actually, another interesting stat is that Liverpool is if they win the Premier League, they can still win the other 2 cups in England, and they can win the Champions League. That'll be the first time in the history of soccer or football that one team has won all 4 major trophies in 1 year, which has never been done.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, unprecedented.
Yeah, and that would be just insane. That's props to them. They have one of the best coaches in the world, and Mohamed Salah is one of the best players in the Premier League, who's also chasing the goal title, the top scorer in the league as well. So I'm gonna have to root for Liverpool tomorrow. So that's something that I hate to say, but it is what it is.
Well, I like the pick, and I like the pick because I found value in the line. I kind of thought similar to you. I think that there's value in Liverpool here because these 2 teams are 1 and 2 in the Premier League. Liverpool's a little bit hungrier, like you said. And for reasons that I didn't even know, they have a chance to do something they've never done that no one's ever done. I took Liverpool at plus 260. It looks like right now the best line is plus 255 at Bet Rivers. I just took the outright win. I didn't get the double.
I was going to say, maybe you want to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. It's definitely worth it. It's got a great chance of happening.
Yeah, that's my play for soccer for the weekend, and I'm liking that we're in lockstep to some degree on it. You took a double chance. I just took straight up bold on the money line.
I just because I like the line, and when I saw it at first, I thought it was like, there's no way, you know. But then I looked into it, and of course, the books are favoring Man City. But I think it has a chance to win. I have a friend of mine who's a Liverpool supporter, who is very confident. Like he will always say, like, "Hey, man, I'm worried about the game," and he says, "Dude, I've never been so confident in winning, in the afternoon tomorrow." So I was like, I'll take you on that as well.
Oh yeah,
from what I've seen. So
yeah, Manchester City's plus 108, so they're definitely not a heavy favorite, but they're a favorite obviously here. And you get plus money either way. Yeah. Plus they're at home. They're the first place team in the Premier League, so that makes sense too.
Yeah. So.
Well,
that's all I got. Yeah, of course.
Appreciate the picks. If you got to leave, you got to leave. If you want to hang out for a couple minutes, that's entirely up to you. Yeah, but I appreciate you coming on. And if you want to promote any of the Facebook pages or any of the stuff that you're doing, go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, I mean, I would love if you guys joined the Wager Lounge on the Discord, as you are part of it as well, on the Facebook page as well. We're trying to grow the group. It's more of a community, so you guys can find it on Twitter, Facebook, and the Discord. I could send you the link with the invite if you'd like to post on the video as well. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, just send me the link in Messenger, and I'll post it in the comments.
Great.
Thanks
very much, guys.
Recap those picks again, bud.
Yep, it's going to be in Italy in the Serie A. It's going to be Napoli money line. And it's going to be Liverpool in the English Premier League double chance. But if you also want to sprinkle up on the money line, go ahead. It's a very juicy line.
I didn't even know you could do it, a double chance in soccer.
Yes, yep. So if the game ends in a draw, you still win.
Yeah, I always take a home team but both teams have to be plus, but I like the home team, and I put money on the draw, and then I watch it, and whichever one I think is going to happen, I'll hurry up and I'll take a cash out on one and hope the other one hits.
Yeah, no, it does happen. Draws are very common in soccer, it's a 90-minute bet, so it's not like, but no, I do appreciate you guys having me on here, and look forward to more of these.
I like those picks. Love them.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we'll get you again pretty soon, Jill. So have a great weekend.
All right, guys.
Have a good day, buddy.
Thanks, you. Bye-bye.
Did you know that, Brian?
Yeah. I've done several double chance parlays in the past because that's the one thing that drives me crazy about betting soccer is that the game can end in a tie.
So what do you do? You go to more wagers?
Yeah, Bet Rivers has it right. I mean, Bet Rivers is probably the best book, in my opinion, to bet soccer on. They've got all that stuff right in the main popular bet, but you can usually find it almost anywhere. Sometimes you got to fight for it, a little harder to find, but that's where you can find it.
I know all the players' names.
Oh no, he's a soccer specialist, and that's why we have him on today, and we're going to have him on in the future as often as possible, and hopefully, if he can't make it, then he'll give us at least one pick a week for me to go ahead and give on his behalf.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking to do in the future with that. So,
wow, I like it. I like it a lot.
So let's move into our UFC portion of the program. Unfortunately, like I had said before, Dalton was not able to make it, but I'm going to read off what he sent me, which is a bit of a diatribe. So I don't have it written down or memorized, but let me just give you what he said. And these 3 picks are going to be intermingled into this. And at the end of all of that, we'll get to my pick. But let's go with the specialist first. Dalton hopefully will be on in the future, and then he can promote all of his stuff. But this is what he said about the main event tonight at UFC 273, Alexander Volkanovski versus Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. This should be a really fun fight, but one, I don't see necessarily being super competitive. I think Alex does whatever he wants to outclass Zombie here. He's a better striker and wrestler, better all-around fighter. He's fast, better movement. He should be landing good strikes and making Zombie look flat-footed and outmatched, eventually earning a dominant decision. Official prediction, Alexander Volkanovski via decision. So I can tell you that Volkanovski's money line is, there's quite a juice on it at minus 425. But if you can parlay that with the fact that he'll win by decision and not, just to win,
Yeah.
you might be able to get something better on that line. I'm not saying it'll be plus money, but it'll be better than minus 425. Second one here is going to be Peter Yan versus Al-Jamain Sterling. Rematch, long time in the making. I don't see it being very competitive rematch, though. Yan proved to be better in all areas of the fight in their last competition, completely shutting down Sterling's wrestling and outstriking him. I see him doing much of the same this time around on his way to a dominant decision win, possibly getting a late finish. Official prediction, Peter Yan via decision. So again, Yan's minus 333. It's not the greatest line, but if you parlay that with him winning by decision and in no other way, then you'll get a better line on it. And then I've got a third and final from Dalton here as well. Pronunciation on this one, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go with Comsat Shimev versus Gilbert Burns. This is a fun fight. Shimev is arguably the best prospect in MMA history, and he's taking a huge step up in competition against Burns. On paper, he has all the advantages, but Burns is always a dangerous threat. He can finish the fight at any point, and he has a lot more experience than Kamzat. He could pull off an upset, but I don't see it happening. I think Kamzat wins, and he does so in dominant fashion. Official prediction, Kamzat Shimev via first-round knockout. So that's a bold prediction there.
Wow. I could see a first-round knockout between either one of these guys.
Yeah, so the 3 fights here with the lines, we got the Korean Zombie's a plus 310, it's looking like now. Volkanovski's a minus 425. Again, if you get Volkanovski and you parlay with a decision, it's a better line, I'm sure. Yan is a minus 333, while Sterling's a plus 250. Again, if you take Yan and take him at a decision, a better line on a 2-leg or some kind of combination parlay. The third one is Shimev and Burns. Shimev also a minus 333. Burns also a plus 250. But if you can take Shimev to a first-round knockout, you're probably going to get pretty good plus money on that if you can find it. And I'm sure you can find it. It's a matter of where. So shop your books for that one. And that's going to lead into my only UFC 273 play. And I just keyed in on the main event here. And here's my thinking. And I'm going against our specialist. So here's the thing. You got a main event. So you figure 2 guys in a main event both deserve to be there. They both have a chance to win. I'm going to take the Korean Zombie here because I grabbed this thing last weekend at plus 485 and I couldn't beat that line. That line you can't beat now. It's plus 310. So it's not nearly as lucrative as it was when I took it a week ago. But I'm going with the Korean Zombie. I'm rooting for the Korean Zombie, and I think that he obviously has a chance to win being in a big money main event at UFC 270.
Yeah. I like Korean Zombie. He's been picked to lose a couple fights, and he just surprises people.
Oh, yeah. So I guess at this point, we're going to roll into the very deep dive of the NHL because there are 12 games tonight. So this is going to take me a couple of minutes. I'm going to give leans, which basically means if I had a gun to my head and I had to bet on the game, this is what I would take. But I'm not in any way taking it or betting on it or putting money on it. I'll give ideas as well. Idea plays are plays that I may or may not take, plays that I may or may not parlay together and take, plays that I most likely have not taken yet, but I lean. It's a stronger lean, basically, and more opportunity. More likely that I'll actually do something with it. And then the picks are the official picks. I put 2 or 3 units on public plays. So no bones about that. I give official picks Monday through Friday on BP311 weekday sports picks right here on YouTube. So if you're watching this, then you've found me and you found my channel and you found our live This Week in Sports Betting special that we've just started today. And I'm going to start my portion here with an NHL deep dive. There's a lot of games today. There's a lot of hockey being played. So today, the first game is at 2 o'clock. We got the New Jersey Devils at the Dallas Stars. Here's the deal. The Stars need to win. The Stars need to continue to win because they're in the playoffs right now, but they're going to have to stay winning to stay in the playoff hunt. These teams are all very close in standings, and I thought I wrote down these points, but I didn't. So let me grab them for you really quick because it's a very important key of what I'm talking about right now. In the West, while the East is all locked up, the West is not. So the Avalanche, the Wild, and the Blues, these teams are pretty much going to make the playoffs with 108, 92, and 92 points. The Flames, the Oilers, probably even the Kings, these teams are going to make the playoffs, 95, 89, 86. But you've got 3 teams fighting for 2 wild cards, and it's the Nashville Predators at 86, the Dallas Stars at 84, and the Golden Knights at 82. You've also got the Canucks with 78 and the Jets with 77. So all these teams are fighting for 2 wild card spots. The Stars right now are in, but if they do not keep winning, they won't be. You're talking about an NHL season right now. We are at about 70 games. You got 82 games in the season. You got 12 or 13 games left, depending on the team, depending on the schedule. So these teams are fighting, and there's a couple teams like this that I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to go with the Stars for that reason. For one, they're at home. For 2, they're fighting for playoff contention to keep playoff contention against the teams that are chomping at the bit, like the Canucks and the Jets, to get in. They're also competing with the Golden Knights for placement in the wild card. So I'll take the Stars money line as an idea. This is not an official pick. This is just an idea. It's a strong lean. I may parlay this thing. It was minus 250 yesterday when I looked at it. It's minus 260 now. Best line is at points bet. This is on at 2 o'clock on ESPN+. Rolling into game 2, it's the Washington Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins at 3 o'clock. And look, I'm not going to keep saying this. All these games are on ESPN+ aside from one of them. So I'll mention the one. Capitals, Penguins, I would take the Caps here at plus 1.5 on the puck line. I don't know who's going to win this game. I cannot pick a winner between these 2 teams. They're both good. They're both playoff teams in the Eastern Conference and part of the same division. The Caps plus 1.5 is minus 190 on the consensus. This may be a parlay piece for you, as it may also be just like the Stars money line. An idea. Game 3 is going to be another idea. We got the Florida Panthers heading into Nashville to take on the Bears at 6 p.m. I like the Panthers money line here. They're just the better team. Minus 132 is the consensus on their money line. And that's not a bad line for a team that's been pretty dominant this season in the NHL. Game 4, another idea. And this is the one game that's not going to be on ESPN+. So if you want to watch the Ottawa Senators at the New York Rangers tonight at 7 p.m., stream it somewhere. There are plenty of sites that you can do so. I'm not going to call them out by name. The Rangers money line would be my play here. It was minus 250 yesterday. It's minus 230 now, so you're getting better value. You can grab that at Bet Rivers. Maybe another parlay piece here. I don't trust minus 1.5. I don't trust the Rangers to cover the line, but I trust the Rangers to win the game. So that's where I would go here is the Rangers money line and another parlay piece, another idea play. Justin Kingston has joined us. These are ideas, Justin. As far as the NHL plays that I have went over, so far they're ideas. I will let you know if there's a pick, and there will be pretty soon. If you missed our early portions, go back and take a look at the replay because we talked about soccer and UFC from a couple of specialists that one was here, one was not, and I went through his diatribe for him. Let's move on to Game 5. This is an idea as well. The Montreal Canadiens at the Toronto Maple Leafs on 7 o'clock tonight. I would take the Leafs minus 1.5. The Leafs are the far superior team. You can get this at minus 155 at DraftKings. Now let's get into a couple of picks. I got a couple here in a row. And I'm going to start with my play of the day. Everybody knows I like NHL overs. Here's another one for you. And guess what team? Terry, guess what team is in this NHL over that I'm about to give out? Terry?
Nashville.
No.
Oh man.
Okay. All right. If you didn't know, 1 second.
Don't say the Detroit Red Wings.
No, I'll get to that.
I did. Oh.
Seattle Kraken is my
Kraken.
favorite over team in the NHL. They're playing the Calgary Flames in Seattle, 7:00 tonight. It's over. Well, you can get this thing at over 5.5 if you want to pay a 120 vig at MGM. I wouldn't do that. I would take it at over 6 at Caesars at plus money, plus 105. I have confidence that both these teams will score goals in bunches. It's going to be a highly competitive game. The Kraken hit overs for me 80% of the time, and I think they're about 65% on the odds on scores.com. As far as hitting them, they're like 3. As far as 3, the third best team all year hitting overs in the NHL. Yeah. Jeff Morton says Kraken. Thanks for joining us, Jeff, one of my avid supporters, and one person when I ask for comments who pretty much always comes through and makes a comment for me. So that's the official.
As much as you've bet on the Kraken this year, you would think that they're your favorite team.
I like the Kraken. They're not a very good team. They don't win a lot of games, but they do hit a lot of overs. And so they stay competitive and they make me money, and that's what I like. So I like the Kraken. I like the Blues. I like the Red Wings as far as favorite ideas. No, Justin, that is the play of the day. Kraken and Flames over 6, plus 105, plus money at PointsBet. I have a second pick in the NHL here, and it's a pick is a play. A pick is I put my money on this. 2 or 3 units are down. This one's going to be the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Detroit Red Wings, 7 p.m. tonight, and I took the Red Wings money line on this one. They actually were short dogs last night at minus 105 or minus 104. I looked this morning. I wish I would have taken it last night because now they're short favorites. Minus 115 is what I got it at. You can actually get it at minus 113 over at Bet Rivers. I would take the Red Wings tonight on the money line against a tired Blue Jackets team. They've been pushing and pressing and trying to fight. And for what, I'm not really sure. Pride, I guess, because they can't make the playoffs. Neither one of these teams can make the playoffs. And for the Red Wings, I'll say that they have definitely exceeded all expectations here in Detroit this year. No, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're just on the outside looking in, not at an opportunity to get in. But they've definitely done a lot better than we thought they were going to. The record speaks for itself, and we have a lot of really good prospects with Larkin and Raymond, and we got a really good GM. We love Steve Yzerman here. So I think there's good things in the future for the Red Wings. And honestly, I would go on a limb to say that the first team in Detroit to win a championship next would be the Red Wings. I mean, what are you gonna say? The Lions? Not a chance. Never gonna happen.
Pistons? No.
Pistons are a shit show even with Cade Cunningham. And what do you got left? What am I missing here? The Tigers? I don't think so. They will be more competitive than they were last year. Good pickups with Javi Baez and such. But, yeah. I'd say Wings. And actually, you may want to go out on a limb and say there's a different team in Michigan that could win a championship sooner. As for one, the Wolverines went to the college football playoff last year. And secondly, we got the Michigan Panthers, quarterbacked by a former Wolverine and Shea Patterson, starting out in the USFL Spring Football League next weekend. So we may touch on that next week. Let's stick to the NHL now. I got a little bit off track and in the weeds. I'm sorry. Let's go back to – actually, this one's not even an idea. This one is a lean. Gun to my head, I got to make a pick on this game. It's a lean. No money's going on this. You got the Anaheim Ducks at the Philadelphia Flyers tonight at 7:30. I would – listen, Terry, you're going to be shocked. I would take the under 6.5 on this game.
Wow.
And that's the first time anyone's ever heard me say anything about an under.
An under, yeah.
An NHL game, but like, it's a lean. It's not even an idea. I'm not going to play it, but I don't think these teams are going to score goals, and not very many. I barely mentioned the Tigers, Justin. We didn't even get to baseball yet, but we will. We will have some baseball plays for you later. I'm not going to go heavy into the MLB today, but we will have a couple picks for you at the end. And yes, Jeff, I had mentioned the USFL. We'll mention that probably a little bit more frequently next weekend when they're actually going to play some games. But week one, I'd be very cautious about betting on this. You just don't know who's what or who's going to be anything. If anything, maybe sprinkle some underdog money lines because nobody knows anything at this point, or very little. about how this league is going to pan out and who's going to play well and who's not. I mean, Shea Patterson was a pretty good quarterback for Michigan, dare I say one of the better ones, but he hasn't played professional football in any capacity in a couple of years, so we'll see how this works out. The next play is an idea, and I'm going to like New York Islanders at St. Louis Blues tonight at 8 o'clock, and here's a weird one. Here's kind of a prop. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. Both of these teams are hungry. Both of these teams are tired. I took the Islanders yesterday on the money line, and they got the job done. I don't recall, and I probably should with them being one of my favorite teams. I don't know what the Blues did yesterday. I know they played. I'm going to take this as an idea, and I might actually play it. I haven't decided yet. I like this game to go to overtime. And I found the line this morning at plus 310 over at FanDuel. So that's a weird one. If you want to take a flyer on it, that's up to you. Let's move on to my third and final official pick or play of the day in the NHL. Yes, there's money on this one. You got the San Jose Sharks at the Vancouver Canucks tonight at 10 p.m. again on ESPN+. Look, Vancouver is one of these teams that I mentioned with Dallas, Winnipeg, and Vegas who are fighting for the 2 spots in the Western Conference wild card spot for the playoffs. Vancouver's on the outside looking in with 78 points where their predecessors have 82 or 84. They need to win games. They need points if they're going to make a postseason run. I would take the Vancouver Canucks. Line's looking like minus 145. Minus 150 at Caesars right now is the best live line you can get it at. It's what I did, and I'm sorry to say you can't do this anymore. Maybe I should have announced it on my yesterday's weekday sports pick show, but I did not do so. I took Vancouver money line yesterday. And at BetRivers, it was minus 141. And on Fridays, BetRivers gives you the 20% NHL boost on anything you want. I took it on this game and got it down to a minus 118. The Canucks are favored, but I would still take the Canucks. And if you don't like to straight minus 150, parlay it with something. 2 more NHL games to get through here. I appreciate Justin and Jeff and anyone else who is here watching us live on YouTube. This one's going to be a lean, guys. So this is lower than an idea and obviously lower than a pick. Colorado Avalanche at the Edmonton Oilers tonight at 10 o'clock. If I was going to do anything here, I would take the Avalanche line minus 1.5 plus 200 at Caesars. So you get a pretty good investment money on this. The last play, the Arizona Coyotes at the Vegas Golden Knights. So here we are again talking about Vegas, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Dallas, teams fighting for the wild card in the Western Conference. So I would take the Golden Knights, and the Coyotes are trash. I would take the Golden Knights on the puck line, minus 1.5. But this one you're going to have to pay a vig. It's minus 140 consensus. Consensus means pretty much all the books have the same number. And with that being said, I have gotten through my NHL deep dive. I've given you 3 picks in the NHL, 1 in soccer, and 1 in the UFC. Justin spouting off some baseball. We'll come back to that. Terry, get us to the end.
Yeah, we got 4 games in the NBA tonight, and I actually only have 3 picks for tonight. As some of you guys know, I make my own numbers. I did not compare it to the sports books. I got to have a 6 to 7 point overlay before I even make a bet. So the first game is the Pacers at the 76ers. Of course, Pacers are out of the playoffs. 76ers are 1 game behind. I think it's the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not for sure. But my numbers have this at 6 points favorite for the 76ers. FanDuel is giving it at 13.5 because that's the sports book I use. So I'm going to take the points plus 13.5 for Indy. I don't think there's going to be any defense played at all for the rest of the year by anybody. The total is set at 235. My total is 261.5. So if you want to play the total, I'd lean towards the over on that one. Then the next game we're going to play is.
Hey, Terry, before you go there, my only pick, before you go to the next game, the only pick I'm taking tonight in the NBA, or today in the NBA rather, is that game. It's going to be the Pacers. I grabbed it earlier at plus 14.5, but I would still take it at plus 13.5. These lines, these spreads are getting crazy at the end of the year. That's too many points. When's the last time Philly covered that kind of number?
That's right. And me personally, I think they're tanking so they don't have to play the Nets. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want the Nets. They don't want the Heat. They don't want the Bucks. They better be careful.
That's right. That's right. Okay, then the next game on the schedule, we got Pelicans at the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies They're playing good ball, but I think they've lost their last two, if I'm not mistaken. But my lines have the Pelicans by the numbers, -4 favorites. FanDuel is offering them at +6.5, so that's a 10.5 point spread. So we're going to take the Pelicans plus the 6.5. They're in the playoff. They're looking good. The total, my total's 242. FanDuel's got it at 229.5. So again, I would lean towards the over. And then the third game, this is a good one here. Golden State at the Spurs. Both teams are in the playoffs. My numbers have Spurs -5.5 favorites. FanDuel's got them at +6. Usually when my numbers have a home team as a favorite and the sportsbook has them as an underdog, the value is on the home team money line. The Spurs can beat Golden State at San Antonio. But I'm taking the 6 points. But if you want to sprinkle the money line, I see no problem with that. The total, -220. Sportsbooks, 220.5. So I wouldn't even touch the total on that game. And those are my 3 picks. And then the final game of the night is Sacramento at the Clippers. My numbers is 9. FanDuel's is 11.5. That's only a 2.5 point swing, so I don't touch it. The total, 247. FanDuel's 224. So I'd lean towards the over on that. So my picks are Pacers plus 13.5, Pelicans plus 6.5, Spurs plus 6, and the money line if you want to sprinkle it on there because they're at home. Those are my picks for the NBA tonight.
If you want to get on the Pacers plus money spread, you want to get that soon. That game tips off at 1 o'clock Eastern time, about 28 minutes. Get on that if you're going to. Spurs money line is about +230 right now over at PointsBet if you want to grab that. And then you said the over in the Kings Clippers was a lean, right, Terry? 223.5.
Yeah, last time I saw it, the Kings and the Clippers was 224. I got it at 247. Has it changed?
Oh, Spurs and Clippers, I see it at 223.5. Wow.
So it went down a half. My numbers have it at 247. So if you want
to your numbers, I got
lean towards the over, then I would. But like ultimately, we all know ultimately they got to make their shots. That's why basketball is so hard to bet on.
Justin is saying the Spurs are 10th right and will make the play-in at this moment, and it looks like that's probably correct. And he was asking about my third pick. So let me just recap all 3 of my official NHL picks today. If you want the ideas on the link, go back and rewatch the video. I like the Flames and the Kraken over 6 goals. You can get that at +105 at Caesars. That's my pick of the day, my favorite pick today. The second one in the NHL was the Detroit Red Wings money line. It's about -115, -113 over at Bet Rivers. And the third and final pick was the Vancouver Canucks on the money line. It's -150. I know there's a bit of a vig there. Some people put a cap on what vig they're going to play, but the Canucks need this. And I don't like taking a puck line in this situation. I don't believe it. I don't think that if you want to take it for value, it's up to you. But if they win 4-3, that's also on you. I would take the Vancouver Canucks money line. They want to make the playoff. 2 points tonight is going to go a long way in potentially making that happen for them. So, maybe we'll do a full recap at the end. I don't recap everything right now because we're not completely done yet. Terry, what do you got in baseball?
Oh, gee. I got a couple parlays in there. One parlay is the, if I can remember it, Padres under the 9. And I believe it was the Dodgers and the Colorados under 12. Yeah, total was 11.5 the first game, and it went under on that one. So I don't see why it wouldn't go underneath the 12 here. Of course, I did an under 9.5 last night on the Astros and Angels game, and we've seen what happened there, huh?
I did an under the first 5 with the Yankees and the Red Sox. We saw what happened there too. So they got a lot of unders, especially early in the MLB season, will hit, and so play those at your own risk.
Yeah. I know the first week there were 7 games, or first day there were 7 games, and 5 underdogs won outright.
$500 and 500 hit on the first day.
Yeah.
Johnny covered that yesterday.
Yesterday was totally different.
Yeah, it changes every day.
I do see some guys, they're taking the Cubs money line because they like that Cubs money line for the value. And I'm like, I don't know.
All right, well, I'm going to get my play then, and then I'll talk about Justin's play from the chat. My play tonight, only one, actually today, in Major League Baseball. I saw the Marlins and the Giants go to extras last night, and I bet the Marlins live at plus 440, and then the Giants got the job done at the end of it all, a walk-off. But I think the Marlins are hungry. The Marlins are pissed off. The Marlins want to win tonight. I think they can. I think they're capable of doing it. So I take the Marlins money line at plus 130 over at FanDuel against the Giants. That game's on at 4:05 today, and I couldn't find a good channel for it, so stream that motherfucker as well. Wherever you can stream it, or if you want to buy it on Extra Innings or whatever, that's up to you. And then from there, Justin Kingston, thank you for running the program. Jeff Morton, thank you for joining the program. We are not done. I want to send some shout-outs to you at this moment. Join TJSaltdog. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's giving out some really good NBA picks throughout the week. Of course, here, BP311. Give me some love. Show me some. Give me, smash the like button, boys, while you're here. Justin's got a parlay, or I don't know if it's a parlay, but he's got 3 money lines here that he wants to give out for the MLB. He likes the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Blue Jays. He says, thank me later. Obviously, I'm against you on the Giants play as I took the Marlins money line. I would not go against either one of the other ones, though. Dodgers are playing, the Rockies, and then the Blue Jays are playing the Rangers. So I'd agree on you on 2/3, and I may take the Dodgers Blue Jays money line parlay later, based on your information. So I do appreciate you guys getting involved, chatting, and becoming a part of the first of many this week in sports betting programs. If you got anything else, Terry, you want to go over?
I just hope the Rangers don't jump on the Blue Jays like they did yesterday.
I don't think they can. I
We
don't think they
sweated
will.
through that game. Woo!
Blue Jays won at the end.
Man.
By a slim margin. A lot of good games yesterday, I'll tell you.
Yeah, there was.
Well, if you don't got anything else, I will give one more pick, and then we'll do a full recap at the end. My last play is going to be for tomorrow. It's going to be in the NHL, and I like the Predators on the money line plus 150 over to Bet Rivers against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The game's on at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Another streamer. Can't find this one on ESPN Plus, apparently, so stream it. The Predators, I like the value on this money line. Predators, Penguins tomorrow, 4 o'clock, NHL. Nashville money line. And with that being said, let's go. I'm going to try to go over as much as I can just to give you a full recap here. I will not touch on the ideas, the parlay stuff that we threw out, the leans or anything like that. I'm just going to give you straight plays here. So Dolecto came on early. He gave us Napoli money line against Fiore in Italy. It's a game at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. He gave us Liverpool double chance minus 119 against Manchester City, so they can either win or draw, and you win that bet. Those were his soccer plays. Mine was Liverpool money line. You can get it currently plus 255 over at Bet Rivers. That'll conclude soccer recap. Jeff Morton, I've been playing the Memphis Grizzlies first quarter team total over about the last games. Usually hits 7 out of 10 times. He's won. Just an idea. The season's almost over as far as the regular season. There's only a couple more games, if that, for each team. A couple more days, that is. Appreciate the information. I'm not sure how useful it may be in the playoffs. But, hey, congratulations to you. Moving on to UFC 273 preview. Dalton, our specialist, likes Volkanovski by decision. Volkanovski money line minus 425. Parlay with a decision to get a better line. He likes Peter Yan minus 333. Parlay that with a decision for a better line as well. And Shimev, first round knockout. Couldn't tell you what the line would be on that one, but I guarantee it's plus money.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dalton's super bold play of the day. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Me, I'm going to take the Korean Zombie. I did get better value last weekend at plus 485 on the money line, but you can get it now plus 310 consensus pretty much everywhere. That'll preview and finish our preview for UFC 273 recap. NHL, I've said it before, but I'll do over it one more time quickly. Got the Flames and the Kraken over 6 goals tonight. Plus 105 at Caesars for that one. The Red Wings money line minus 115 everywhere. the Vancouver Canucks money line minus 150 over at Caesars best line. TJSaltdog gave you 4 NBA picks. He can recap those right now. You want to recap your NBA real quick, Terry?
Yes. I was looking at the UFC. The Burns fight. Now, all I can find right now is winner by knockout. That's just a fight. It's plus 110. That's all it is. But a first round knockout's got to be more than that.
That's what I'm saying. If you actually take a first round knockout, whew.
Yeah, dude, that's got to be a lot of plus money there. But yeah, my NBA picks. I got the Pacers plus 13.5, Pelicans plus 6.5, and Spurs plus 6. And you could sprinkle the Spurs money line on that since I got them as favorites. So those are my picks in the NBA tonight.
All right, Terry, I'm trying to look this up right now, actually, to give people a little bit more information. If I can find a first-round knockout, I'm looking at FanDuel.
Oh, here it is, round betting.
There you go.
First round. That's just to win the first round. All right, here it is, Brian. First round for the Shimev, whatever his name is.
Shimev, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
It's got 1 or 2. That's at plus 130. I figured it'd been more than that.
Here we go. Well, so I found how the fight will end minus 120 KO, but that's not what I want.
Yeah, go to rounds.
Round betting.
Yeah, it's
Shimev to win in round 1 is plus 150, but there's got to be somewhere where you can find and combine, I would hope, Shimev to win in the first round, but by knockout. And so far, at least not at FanDuel, I'm not seeing.
Yeah, FanDuel's got plus 130 for round 1 or 2 KO or TKO. And then 2 or 3, it's plus 380. So the more rounds you go, the higher the odds are going. So
if it's going to be a dominant victory like Dalton is expecting it to be, oftentimes it doesn't in the first 3 rounds. But, of course, if you block that out as 3, you're not going to get as good of a plus 150 for a first round isn't bad. But I'm just trying to figure out, there's got to be a way, there's got to be a place where you can get the combination of a first round knockout. And Shimev's by knockout at MGM is plus 120 straight up.
Yeah. I tell you right now, Brian, I got Gilbert Burns just to win. Just to win round 1's plus 1,700.
I found it. And it's not even that much better than plus 150, but I found Shimev by knockout, TKO, or DQ in round 1 plus 200 at MGM.
Okay. Yeah, I still figured that would be higher than that.
It's way better than minus 250 or whatever it was for his money line.
But our experts called it a first round knockout. So
he called it out as a first round knockout. So if you want some of that, go get it at MGM plus 200. And if you can find a better line somewhere else, message me about
it. Wow.
Yeah. Again, I took the Korean Zombie plus 310. I'm sorry, I took it plus 485. It's plus 310 now. Terry has recapped his NBA. So I've only got the one official pick, I guess, today here on the show for Major League Baseball. I'm taking the Miami Marlins plus 130 on the money line at FanDuel against the Giants at 405. Justin obviously doesn't like that. He wants you to take Giants, Dodgers, and Blue Jays in a money line parlay or straight, however you want to do that. I like the Marlins. I don't like the Giants today. And then tomorrow, I like the Predators on the money line plus 150 in the NHL against the Penguins at 4 p.m. You can grab that right now at BetRivers. So far, nobody else has offered the line. You may want to wait. I don't know. If you're betting underdog, you may want to wait. That's generally the rule that Johnny Hahn taught me. If you're going to bet an underdog or an under, you might want to wait. If you're going to bet an over or a favorite, you want to jump on it right away.
That's right.
All good information. I want to thank Terry, my co-host TJSaltdog, for coming on today. I want to thank Dolecto for coming on. I want to thank Dalton for at least giving me his information so that I could, put it out on his behalf. I apologize for the miscommunication. I didn't realize he was on the West Coast, and I'm, of course, the three of us are in the Eastern time zone, with two of us, me and Dolecto being in Michigan and TJ being over in Indiana. We're going to come back at you next Saturday at the same time, same place, 12 p.m. on YouTube. I'm going to hope to get Dolecto back. No promises on that right now, but I'm hoping that if I don't get him, I'll at least have a pick to give out for you on his behalf. I've got someone else in the works that is not 100% committed at this time, so I will not spout his name off. But next week's show, while we will do soccer and NHL, is going to be a good portion is going to be put aside to talk about the NBA playoffs as they do start next Saturday, April 16th. And that'll be the main theme will be who's going to win these first games on Saturday, Sunday, who's going to potentially win these series, and who you have to win the whole thing in the NBA playoffs for 2022. We'll also potentially touch on a little bit of USFL since it's the first weekend. Maybe. Any last words, Terry?
No. This was fun. I'll tell you what. That Nikolai knows his soccer, doesn't he?
Oh, he's real good. Yeah, I try to find the best people that I know that I can find to bring on a specialist, and he's the Creative Wagers Lounge. So go check that out on Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Check me out, BP311 right here on YouTube. TJSaltdog's also on YouTube. Don't forget to check out Detroit Sports Bettors on Facebook and Discord. I believe they're also on Twitter. I don't tweet, so I'm not on Twitter myself personally. It's just not my thing.
What's Nikolai's Discord?
Wagers Lounge.
Oh,
so I sent you the invite to the Facebook group for Wagers Lounge. They also have a Discord, and that's where I post a lot of my stuff there as well. I think TJ wanted to say something about B Parlay. Maybe. Oh yeah, B Parlay. He's got a good Discord channel called the Army. BP311. He's on there too. Tanner Kern's pretty good here. He's big baseball freak. Yeah, puts out good parlays, as BP can tell you. So if you want to join his Discord channel, and if you want to see his parlays, just go to bparlay.com. Hit the picks button up at the top, and it'll drop down, and he'll give you his whatever sports there is. He'll give you a 3-game parlay. We'll try to get Tanner on here. We're going to try, but I'm not sure that's going to work. I'm not going to announce anybody's name until I have him officially confirmed. Dolecto will be a weekly staple, whether he's here or whether he's just going to give me a pick to put out for you guys, depending on what he's got going on. So Terry and I will co-host every week. I'm trying to get a lot of people on. All right. I will drop a couple more names before we get out of here. TJSaltdog as well. Don't forget to check him out. I'm on Monday through Friday, BP311's weekday sports picks. Check out Johnny Hahn Wins. He's on Monday through Friday live at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific, or on the West Coast. And I'm on the show often. It's not an official set schedule of what days I'll be on. I believe I return on Monday, though. I seemingly have been going on more so during the early in the week rather than later in the week for whatever reason. That's been the theme lately. Check out Bo Dunn Wins. He's on that show as well. Great insight. The blind capper. I don't want to use his catchphrase. I thought about it. I'm going to use my catchphrase to finish the show. Oh, check out T-Mac, but he hasn't been doing a lot of his own videos. He also is one of the people on Johnny Hahn Wins live at 5 Monday through Friday on the weekdays. So join us for that. Join us next week right here on This Week in Sports Betting at noon. And in the meantime, keep it profitable. Have fun, guys. Have a good day. Let's make some money. Yes.